Hello, I'm Chris. This is Gross Models. Welcome to day 8 of doing the escape room in a book, the Advent Calendar escape room. I am going to be doing day 8 today. So let's get straight down to it and we'll read the chapter and then we'll get on with the story and see exactly, well, the chapter is the story, then we'll get on with the puzzle. So let's have a look. Chapter 8, The Subway Journey. The feast was in full swing. Meat, sliced with large knife strokes, circulated between the tables. Jars of mead were passed from hand to hand, and oblivion, the other name for celebration, gradually covered faces with a joyful and weary veil. Grudges had died away in the warmth of the hearth. Even the leaders, tactfully separated, burst out from afar with loud, mock-coarse laughter, as if to prove they'd never been truly angry. Leon, silent, chewed, smoked flesh, observing these now sated men and women, whose faces reddened by beer, these full mouths half singing endless refrains. As he raised the new piece of meat to his lips, a shiver ran through him, subtle, at first imperceptible, like a draught that doesn't exist. The light, soft and golden, appeared at the edge of his vision, the same warm, intimate light which illuminated nothing but warmed everything. He felt the table move away, the voices fade as if through a dream, and the Vikings' laughter, instead of breaking up, rose, becoming clearer, almost convulsive. "May the gods guide you where you must go, my friend," said the leader who had welcomed Leon, his voice steady despite his drunkenness. "You carried the light when our memories flickered," cried another. "They sent it, they're taking it back," murmured the old man, his eyes raised to the ceiling, as if the wooden beams hid the very gods. And as everything around him dissipated, the room, the fire, the shouting, Leon found himself standing alone in the silent wagon. The familiar warmth of the place enveloped him suddenly, as if nothing had happened. But something, however, had changed. Before him, on the first table, the old log split in two regained its unity. It looked freshly cut, its sap still glistening, as if it had just emerged from the wood. Leon watched for a long time, his brows furrowed. He wasn't thinking about understanding, he was just observing. He felt like a discreet witness to a play whose acts followed one another despite him, or almost despite him. He turned towards the second table. A simple 7-branched candlestick, blackened by time, stood there. It bore no flame, nor any melted wax. Leon hesitated. He held out his hand, for no clear reason, or rather, out of refusal to believe. What he had just experienced couldn't be real. There would be no second time. But the very moments his fingers touched the cold metal, the light returned, the same warmth, same slipperiness, that feeling of being pulled out of the world and touching another with his fingertips. When he opened his eyes again, he was standing on a frozen sidewalk. Thick snow was falling, and in heavy flakes that whitened the yellow taxis, the wooden benches, and the neon signs of another era. In front of him, a subway entrance exhaled a hot, nauseating breath. Tall buildings rose up, grey, straight, like giants. There was that black verticality of cities where everything is possible except taking one's time, a city standing, stiff enough to frighten. Garish posters were plastered on the walls, a funk concert, an advertisement for hair lotion, a soda, a fast food restaurant. Passers-by all sported fashions Leon had only seen in movies: long coats, high-top sneakers, round hats, whose aggressive colours blended with the slush. A man suddenly burst out from around the corner of a kiosk and collided with him head-on. He almost collapsed on top of him, and his packages rolled onto the pavement. An open box of cakes, children's toys, a small tambourine, and socks wrapped in red ribbons. "Oh no, it's me who wasn't looking, thanks." He picked up his packages, blew out a breath, rubbed his hands together, then looked at Leon as if he had just seen him. "Devon," he said, holding out his hand. "Devon Carter. I'm not from around here, I'm from Philly. I'm trying to catch the right train to Brooklyn, but this subway, seriously, I have to be there before 7. My wife and daughter are already at my aunt's waiting for me. It's Kwanzaa, you know? It's for Kwanzaa. I don't know what Kwanzaa is." Leon nodded, a little lost. He looked around. Everything was real. The city, the snow, the honking of taxis, and this man with his arms laden with gifts and his slightly worried face was simply asking him for help, as if Leon was there for that sole reason. "I think I can help you," he replied softly. And as the snow continued to fall, heavy, like a curtain being lowered before the next scene. Right, this is the New York subway map, or a New York subway map. Finding himself here against his will, Leon decides to help Devon get back to his family as quickly as possible. It's not easy to find your way around this subway when you're not from the area. Our two friends are at Lexbridge Avenue station and need to get to Gramspa. The way the tracks are represented indicates the travel time between two stations, 3, 4, 2 and 5 minutes. What route should I take to get to my destination as quickly as possible? Right, that's between stations, so we got to figure out where he was and where he's got to go. Okay, let's have a look. The solution that we've got to put in is the route from Lexbridge to Gramspa. Select them in order. There are lots of different stations that I've got to put in. So, yeah. Right, let's figure out the route and then we'll go from there. So let's go to this view and have a look and see what we got. So Lexbridge, I found that. Lexbridge there. Gramspa is down in the opposite corner over here. So let's have a look. We don't need any of that at the moment. Let's go down here. So it's convenient that it's on different pages. So really squiggly lines, solid dots, and then dashes. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Squiggly lines, dots, and dashes. So squiggly lines are best. If I can take any squiggly lines, they're going to be the shortest between any of them. But there's only like one of them or two of them. Solid lines are 3 minutes. I've got to get to there. Right. Well, there's... That's only saved me It's 2 minutes instead of 3 minutes. But that is an extra... That's 5 minutes for the dashy line. So, for instance, to come down here and go across there takes 5, whereas that's going to take 3, 5. So that's a longer way round. It's silly to do that. So how long is the direct route going to take? That's going to be 3, 5, it's 8, another 5, another 5, another 5. These are taking quite a lot. So it might be quicker to go that way. So once I've got down here, I probably want to go that way because that's only going to be 4, and then 3, and then 4. And that's going to be 5. That's longer than that. No, that's 3. So these are pretty quick. The solid ones are pretty quick. This is another one that I'm not going to be able to work out live on a stream because it's just going to be lots of maths and figuring things out. So I reckon it's probably quick to go down here, across. These dashes are quicker than the dots. No, the dots are quicker. So I'll take a dot rather than a dash. And I've got to do a dash there anyway. So I reckon it's just going to be down the run on there like that. So let's just put some of these in and we'll see. I don't mind if it goes hideously wrong because, you know, I've got plenty wrong already on this. So let's have a look and see exactly what we can put in. Station 1 is Ashland. Then we're going to go down to Rock Bay. Then I'm going to go down to Rivington. Luckily, these are in alphabetical. Then I was going to go across to Falkland Bridge. Then down is quick, although it's going to be... Yeah, down is quicker to Ashcroft. Then Manford. Can't find Manford Terminal. There we go. Then Crownside. Then Tillery Junction. Tillery Junction. And then, yeah, down to Baychester. Up to Van Wild. Van Wylen, even. And then Gramspa. Do I have to put in Gramspa? So maybe I put all of these wrong. I probably had to put that one in first, but we'll select that and see what happens. 11 stations. Do I have to do more? I don't think I do. It's incorrect, but let's get a hint and see. First version is Lexbridge. Then Ashland Avenue East. Well, obviously, I already knew that bit. Travel duration reached 44 minutes. Yeah, let's see where I got. I went down there. I went across there. That's exactly what I thought I put in. Stupid thing. That's what I did. I'm upset now. Lexbridge, Ashland, Rock Bay, Rivington. Ashland. Wait, I didn't put in Lexbridge because that's where I started. That's what I did wrong. Was not putting in the first one. I'm peeved at that. Let's change all these up then. Put that back to the one before. It's got to be Baychester, Tillery, Crownside. Manford. I'm not happy with that. I can't find Manford. Oh, there it is. It's just right in front of me. Ashcroft, Fulton, Rivington, Rock Bay. So I'm just moving them all down one. In Ashland East. And then putting in the first one as Lexington. That's annoyed me, but there we go. That was that, and that is another day done. Join me tomorrow for day 9. Thanks for watching. Stay safe. Bye bye for now. I'm waving, but you can't see me. Bye bye for now.